So exactly what I'm learning is to help people let go of the ego that they have picked up along the way. Use this entire body the way that we are meant to use it when we were born. Done! Rosie, and the wind is so nice. It's so cold, I think it's like 15 degrees, but I love it. And I'm doing my last minute studying for Abraham Hicks. Just in case, you know, like I go up on stage or something, I will have something relevant to ask. Alright, so it's currently 1 p.m. right now. In about 30 more minutes, we are about to meet Abraham Hicks, and this is my first time. And I'm just like preparing, you know, my hair. Just in case, you know, like a lot of times when I was working in the past, I would always think about going to work with my gym clothes. I just don't want to dress up. But right now, I'm actually dressing kind of formal. I guess it's kind of thing when you find something that's worthy of your priority and you just want to dress up for it. Because you're not just dressing up for yourself now, you're dressing for your higher self, right? And this is my current higher self. So I can't bring the camera into the room with me, but I can at least film like what's going on outside, because I have no idea how many people are gonna be there as well. I hope it's not too crowded, and you know, me being alone, maybe I can get a seat in the front. We'll see, because I think there are other people who are traveling alone as well, and usually I could always find one seat for the solo people at the front. Whatever seat I get, it will be the perfect one for me. I'm not sure if they allow me to bring like my tablet so that I can write notes, but either way, I will be writing and storing it all on my subconscious mind. Yeah, so last 30 minutes, I'm so excited. Hawaii is a nice part of the trip, but the main reason why I would come even is for Abraham Hicks. Who would go to Hawaii alone, right? It's like a destination for couples and all that. But I'm so glad that I'm here on my own, because I wanted this spiritual growth, and I think a lot of times you need to be by yourself when you're going through a spiritual growth. If not, you can't really hear you, you know. You might be hearing the version of you who is trying to, you know, please your partner. It's good and bad. It's not exactly a bad thing. It's just that it's not the most you, right? It's still influence of someone else. So right now I get the truest me. I get to do whatever I want. Yeah, so I'm done with my hair. I'm gonna take some photos because I'm so proud of all the clothes I bought. It's really expensive, but I'm a new person now and I can afford it. I am not spending money, I am circulating money for the service that it provides, for the value that I get out of it. I'm really happy with my dressing today. Alright, so this is how it looks. Awesome! Oh my god! Okay, I'm gonna try to find a seat in front. Oh look, they have refreshments! I'll catch you guys after. Alright, so that was the end of day one. I can't believe it's already over. It felt like time just passed so fast because it's a 3.5 hour session and there's breaks every hour or so. So there's only like 3 segments and each person goes up and suddenly it's like 30 minutes, 40 minutes has already passed. There are some questions that are just not resonating with me right now. There are questions that I feel I have thought about them long enough before, and right now when they come up, I feel like I know my answer, and therefore I just allow my head space to think about something else that I would like to ask if I was going up there. So for the first hour, I think it was kind of a bit boring for me. So I was just writing over and over again my questions and how I want to phrase it and what I want to say when I'm up there. And then the next two segments is just so enlightening how other people are thinking the same things as me. I would say that it's still a bit hard to find conversations about, you know, quantum physics, natural healing, light healing, sound healing in regards to the normal people that I usually hang out with. And over here, everyone else is just, you know, in their third or fourth year studying into topics, what I've just mentioned. And it kind of gives me a bit more confident to go up there to speak about it and release my questions about quantum physics, sacred geometry, aliens and ET and all that, without feeling that maybe she would tone it down for the majority of the crowd, when in fact I feel like those people who don't resonate in that room, or people watching the video or listening to the audio, they would just shut off, like what I was doing in the first part of the segment. I love how you can always find a linkage between the first segment and the second and third. So she tries her best to just link all of the lessons that she gives to one another to see, you know, the overall picture, where all our questions are coming from and how it all relates to one another. So I'm feeling more and more confident about my questions, that I don't even rewrite them anymore. I'm just like sitting there in the moment, enjoying what she's giving, knowing that when I get called, I know exactly what I want to put out. So the last segment was actually quite interesting, and I think a lot of people would agree, because the whole room was like roaring with laughter by the time they were done. Laughter not because it's funny, like making fun of anyone, but laughter because we all see the truth in our own humanly mistakes or humanly thought. The last one was actually about a guy who is too much in the non-physical, too much in the head instead of too much physical, because a lot of times when we first started getting into Abraham Hicks, it's due to our physicalness, wanting to see the, you know, the overall picture. As years goes by, you start to see yourself too much in the non-physical, the metaphysics, the atoms, the quantum physics, you know, the non-physical of what people are used to, and now we have to pull them back down into the physicalness again, because when you're too up there, you have like the resource to Google, but you can't hear your question anymore, and you need the physical person going through life experiences to actually gather what they like and what they don't in order to ask the question to infinite intelligence, right? When you're too up there, you're just flowing and flowing, you know, you have all these emotions coming up to you. You're like, one minute you're dancing and you're happy, and the next minute you're sad, but you can't really tell where is it all coming from. I personally could relate to that, because sometimes I'm just so unclear. My head is all over the place, and I'm sure a lot of people talking to me would know that one moment I'm here and the next moment I'm there, and it's all about balancing between the physical and the non-physical. So that was really interesting, and so it gave me a bit more confidence on the question that I'm asking, because my question will be something that is easily, you know, digestible by everyone in the room if they could, you know, accept that what just happened, right? I also want to add in that this is really cool, because at this point of time I'm actually learning about Dolores Cannon and the 3 ways of volunteer, which I mentioned yesterday, and how there are more and more people coming into this world who are more non-physical than physical. They are actually here to help us lift up the vibration, because we have been so physical for so long, and now going through, you know, this clock, this cycle where we are coming out of the matter and more into spirit. The era that we're living in is actually 75% matter and 25% spirit, and we might be moving more towards like half and half. So right now a lot of people are going through some sort of awakening, and this just ties in so nicely, because the people who are asking these questions are a bit younger, and it is written already in the book that they're meant to be here, you know, after World War II. That's the first volunteer, and then the second and the third. So if you watch my previous video, I talked about it lightly. So the third volunteer are maybe people in their 20s and 30s right now. Like I said, I personally resonate a bit more with the second wave, but I can tell sometimes I'm the third wave as well, the ones who are just more, you know, spiritual and less physical than I would compare myself to a lot of people around me. And I do think that a lot of people can become more and more spiritual. It's not something that you have to be born with or not, but just being more open to allowing these 3 waves of volunteer energy to come into you and to be a bit bit more acceptable to it. It just feels good that I am able to put all of these thoughts into a flow. And maybe in the end I'm the only one who get it, but that's good also, right? Because there's someone out there who's me in another lifetime who needs to hear this right now. So this might go up on my question about multiple lifetimes, parallel realities, and whether different people are just different versions of you carrying out different lifetimes. Therefore, like what Jesus said, like love your neighbors how you love yourself, because your neighbor is you. Might not be in the form that we recognize as what parallel universe is, but you know, parallel universe as in you in another lifetime marrying your ex or something. Not in that way, but you in an entire different lifetime acting as someone else, you know, someone sleeping across these two different rooms who are here with their partners or whatever. They are all versions of you. And when you see all that connection and how everyone is just here as part of the bigger picture, trying to live out the smaller experiences to ultimately come up with a conclusion on what is good and what is bad, or just here to enjoy ourselves, you begin to accept a lot of people for who they are. You just allow, you know, you just let go of whatever that's not serving you. And of course, when I'm up there, I'm definitely gonna thank her first for the past 6 years of listening to all this information that has brought me to where I am today. And I also think that it will be very beneficial for people listening in to have a bit of a physical proof of what happened when you believe. We're just done with the first day, and the boat was kind of shaky inside the room, so I was feeling a bit like seasick for a while, and then I was like falling asleep. So right now maybe I'll just take a read at 3 Ways of Volunteer, because that's what is calling out to me right now, more information from the book. And I want to take a bit more seriously about quantum healing, QHHT by Dolores Cannon. And one more thing, there's actually someone who asked a question in regards to healing with the body, and Abraham Hicks said that, you know, sometimes Esther, her personality, needs a better eyesight at that point of time, or like she's feeling some sort of pain, right? When she tapped into Abraham, her eyesight gets better, right? It's the same tools that you're using right here, right now, but the thing is you use them differently when you're in this different state of mind. So exactly what I'm learning is to help people let go of the ego that they have picked up along the way. Some might be them, some might be someone else's limitation, and when they let go of that and allow their subconscious mind to come up, they can actually use this entire body that is given to them in a much healthier way, the way that we are meant to use it when we were born, the perfect eyesight, the jumping without feeling pain on your knees, right? So he asked that question, and it made me think, like just now when I was running that 5 km, I did not feel any pain on my knees or my hip at all, when usually I would get pain in those areas. And just reading about Soul Speak, written by Julia Cannon, which is Dolores Cannon's daughter, she mentioned that sometimes people get pain on their feet and their hips and their legs because they're not moving forward with life. And ever since I came here alone, ever since I decided that this is what I wanted and just me only, and not expecting anyone else to come with me, this pain was gone. So you can say that I'm actually moving forward. How exciting. Everyone is just asking the same questions. Like I would have asked that too. Yeah, so that's the fun part about this whole trip. And because I'm here alone, I get to savor this thought over and over again and just record it down and put it out there to anyone who wants to hear it, anyone who's looking for it, so that it impacts way more than just me right now. I'm just gonna have dinner now, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow.